of John Dawson. On the outside, the 00 of Joel Allen. Then back to the 13W of Albert Acosta. The 64 of Tracy Cotton. The XX of David Friel. And just an enduro car out there tonight. It's going to practice tonight. Starting off with that 28, John Dawson down on the inside. He'll set the pace. Joel Allen up on that high side. Green comes out. Hammers come down, and Joel Allen jumps out into the lead, that 00, but he gets out of shape. Acosta back there looks at the high side, moves around, takes over second. Puts Dawson all the way back to that third spot, but Dawson's still trying to make that bottom work. They bring him to the line. Allen holds on to the lead. Acosta in second, Dawson, and then a fight back there as Friel tries to high side around Cotton, moves around, takes over that fourth and final transfer spot. Allen now working the high side, and here comes Acosta down on that inside as they bring him to the line. Joel Allen having a little bit of problems up there. Acosta working that bottom, working it well. They come off down the back straightaway, side by side. Friel now tries the high side on Dawson as Albert Acosta slides it up, takes over the lead. David Friel gets it way up there in that loose stuff, but looks like he's going to be able to maintain that fourth and final transfer spot. Down the back straightaway, it's still 13 out there. That's Albert Acosta holding on to the lead. Joel Allen back there to 00 in second, to 28 of John Dawson holds on to third spot. Fourth spot goes to the XX of David Friel. Those top four cars right now are your transfer cars as they all string them out down the back straightaway. Albert Acosta brings it down to the line. Holds on to the lead. Allen still sits back there in second, but he closes in now as they come off. Dawson holds on to third. David Friel trying everything he can to dial in that 28 and take over third spot as Allen now closes back in on Acosta. 2 laps to go, 6 down, 2 to go. Albert Acosta works that back straight, pulls out to about another car length lead over Allen. Dawson and Friel now fighting it out as the white comes out, 1 to go. Albert Acosta slides it down into turns 1. Allen holds on to second place. Dawson now Friel down on the inside. Can't get that XX car to hold on. They bring him off, coming down, picking up the win. Going to be the 13 of Albert Acosta, the 00 of Joel Allen. Then back to the 28 of John Dawson and the XX of David Friel. That puts the 13W of Albert Acosta into that trophy dash. It also puts Acosta, Allen, Dawson, and Friel into the A main event. All the rest of them will be in that B. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. Good move, good driving out there. They bring him down into turns 3 and 4. Burke and Clark will set the pace. Willie's going to look him over. I don't know. Now he's going to step back. He's going to turn that yellow on. They get one more try. Willie says, get him slowed down, guys. They get one more try. Burke and Clark will bring him off. Willie looks him over. Hammers are down. It's ready to go. Green's out. On the break, down into turns 1 and 2. Burke jumps out into the lead. Clark back into second. But here comes AJ trying to make a move down on the inside of that 12. They set him down. They'll complete 1 lap. Ooh, Burke gets way high. Nobody can make a move. Burke at the line. 1 down, 3 to go. Everybody side by side. Kirkpatrick and Clark. They let Burke get a little bit of a lead out there in that 18 car. Once again, into turns 3 and 4. This track is coming in. It is fast. Orville Burke picks it up at the line. Clark in second. A.J. Kirkpatrick and Jacobs back there. That's 2 down. We've got 2 to go. White flag will come out this time. Burke picks it up. Clark closes right in on him. Kirkpatrick back there. They try it down to the line. Burke all the way up onto that rev limiter as they come down that front straightaway. Final lap. Down the back straightaway. Orville Burke holding on to the lead. Clark back in second. Kirkpatrick holds on to third. Orville Burke puts that hammer down. Picking up the nice dash. Orville Burke with the win. Tim Clark in second. A.J. Kirkpatrick takes third. And Eric Jacobson in that fourth and final spot. Let's give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen, as he brings it down. Picking up tonight's trophy dash. Orville Burke in that 18 car. I still think it should be BOB1 though. I really do. Street stock trophy dash pulls out onto the race 69 of the Rocket, Ricky Sanders. We do have people up here trying to fix the scoreboard. We'll give you a rundown of the laps as much as we can. They bring them down the back straightaway. The yellow is out. Rude and Pelfrey set the pace as the hammers come down. Green's out. On the break, it's going to be Pelfrey picking it up, but here comes Ricky on that high side. Sanders to rocket, tries to rocket through, doesn't work. Rude moves into second place down the back straightaway. It's going to be Dennis Pelfrey, holds on to that lead. Jason Rude back in second, the Rocket in third, and Kim Gregg relegated all the way to that fourth spot. It was just that jumping where you were. Pelfrey holds it on. They'll complete 2. It'll be halfway down this time. Down into turns 3 and 4. They'll bring them down to the line. It's going to be Pelfrey holds on to that lead. Here comes the Rocket now, down on the inside of Rude, tries to take it away, can't get it there. Down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. The 46 of Pelfrey brings it down, white flag out, 1 to go for Pelfrey. Rude and the Rocket. Ricky Sanders, and here comes Greg now back into that fight as they come off down that back straightaway. Pelfrey up there with a big lead, though. He's got to lose it by himself. They bring it off and to the line, picking up the win. It's going to be Dennis Pelfrey with the win. Rude in second. Sanders takes third, and Greg in that fourth spot. Let's hear it for him, ladies and gentlemen, as he pulls it down at the infield, picking up that dash this evening. The 46, Dennis Pelfrey, getting back on track. Second place going to Rude. Then back to Sam and Tim Gregg. Now pulling out onto the racing surface is our street stock Trophy Dash up there on the American Stocks Trophy Dash up there on the point. Going to be the 13 of Albert Acosta on the outside, the 34 of Paul Duncan, the 17 of Rick Ray, and the 75 of Andrew Peckham. 4 cars, 4 laps again. They bring them down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Acosta and Duncan will set the pace as they bring them through. Hammers come down. They look them over. Green's out. On the break, down into turns 1 and 2. It's Duncan on the high side. Acosta, they swap a little bit of paint, and Duncan comes out of it with the lead. Peckham now with the drive down the back straightaway, tries to pull in to take over second. Acosta all the way back to third. Down in off of turns 3 and 4. Down towards the line, it's going to be Paul Duncan with the lead. Andrew Peckham back in second. Acosta all over his back bumper as they go down the back straightaway now. And into turns 3 and 4. This should complete 2 this time. And I hate this microphone already. They bring him to the line. Paul Duncan holding on to the line. Oh, they go 2 abreast at the line. 3 abreast right now as they bring him off. Peckham holds on to second, but here comes Acosta down on the inside. And Rick Ray holding on to it. Anything they can find back there as they bring him to turns 3 and 4. Andrew Peckham gets way high. White's out. 1 to go for Paul Duncan. Albert Acosta still holds on to second. Rick Ray looking for any way he can to move up. Get some more of those points. They come down the back straightaway. Duncan now with a big lead, but it's Rick Ray down on the inside of Acosta, trying to take over that second spot. Acosta out of shape. Checkered comes out. Duncan with the lead. At the line, Rick Ray in second, and Albert Acosta takes third. Let's hear for him, ladies and gentlemen, as he brings it down, picking up that win. Paul Duncan picking up his first trophy dash of the year. What they can do, Van Langen and Mayer will set the pace. So bring them down off at turns 3 and 4. We're ready to go. American stock, 8-minute action, green flag out. On the break, it's the Tobinator, Toby Van Langen jumping out into the lead. And Bill Acosta right there as Chris Meyer gets caught up in a melee down there. He loses it going in. That'll bring out a yellow as they bring him around. Complete lap number 1, Van Langen, Acosta. Chris Meyer takes the car in. We'll get everybody lined back up and where they belong. They bring them down into turns 3 and 4, ready to go. Norm Ayers out there also in that 51 as the hammers come down. Green's out. Van Langen on the break down into turns 1 and 2. Works that high side. Acosta down on the bottom. They come off side by side as everybody clears turns 1 and 2. They come down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Acosta working the bottom. Van Langen on the high side. Side by side. Van Langen by half a car length at the line. And here comes Ray now. Working that high side right behind Van Langen. Rick Ray up there on that high side. Van Peckham back there in 4th. Highland still holding on to that lead. There's a 64 down there. Cotton having problems. He's going to get it off the racetrack as they bring him to the line. Van Langen still holding on to the lead. Ray now and Acosta fighting it out, rubbing a little bit of paint down that back straightaway. And into turns 3 and 4. Rick Ray down on the bottom. Albert Acosta up on that high side as they bring him off. It's Van Langen lift the lead. Ray back in second place. Acosta holding on to third. Peckham in 4th. Highland and Chris Jewell up into that 6th spot. Your leaders up there now. Rick Ray trying to take away the lead as they come off. The Tobinator on that high side. Van Langen to the 5W. Holds on at the line. Rick Ray back there. He's side by side. Down into turns 3 and 4. Ray slides it up. And Acosta tries a slide job on the Tobinator as they come off. Yellow's out. Albert Acosta with some great driving to maintain, to keep out of the back of that 46. Ray and Acosta set the pace as they bring them off at turns 3 and 4. Green's back out. We're back to racing action. On the break, down into turns 1 and 2, up on that high side. Ray can't get the bite up there, and Albert Acosta moves out, takes over the lead. Rick Ray holds on to second, that's 17S. Toby Van Langen, the 5W back there, holds on to that 3rd spot. Chris Jewell having problems as they come off at turns 3 and 4. Chris going to get the car down in the infield, out of harm's way. Yellow won't come out. Looks like Chris losing a motor. as they come off down to complete another lap. You can see the oil down there from Jewel. This Albert Acosta starting to move out away from the field. Rick Ray back in second. Toby Van Langen holds on to third. Andrew Peckham back there in fourth. And then it's a long ways back to Sorg and Wally Kennedy. Your leaders bring them back down off the banking. Still Albert Acosta with the lead. A little bit of slick stuff out there. Acosta holds on to the lead. Rick Ray back in second place. Van Langen holding on to third, and Andrew Peckham back in fourth. Those four cars have a breakaway going. Wally Kennedy now trying to move around Sorg, take over that third spot. Duncan and Kennedy colliding. Here comes Sam the Man down on that inside. He takes over that spot all the way up to fifth, and Duncan pulls it into sixth. They bring him back down to the line. It's still the 13 of Albert Acosta, but Rick Ray's all over his back door. Ray a little bit out of shape. Yellow's going to come out. Nine W sitting down there in turn 2. Chuck leaves. He'll get the car fired back off, take it back to the back of the field. 11 down, 9 to go. What a shame for Rick Ray. Water all down the front straightaway. Rick Ray takes the car into the pits. And Toby Van Langen taking that 5W in. Here we go, down that back straightaway. Peckham and Acosta. Acosta on that high side. Your leader, he'll set the pace. Andrew Peckham in that 75. Green's back out. We're going to try to do it again. 12 down, 8 to go. Albert Acosta jumps out into the lead. Kennedy works that bottom, tries to take it away. 4 wide coming off at turn 2. Everybody's showing sparks down there, and discretion becomes a better part of valor as they kind of move into 2 wide. And it's Albert Acosta up there with the lead, holding on to a lead. Sam the Man in second. Peckham in third. Wally Kennedy back in fourth, and Bill Highland back up into that 5th spot. Everybody brings them around down to the line. Acosta still holding on to the lead. Kennedy in second. Peckham now dropping way back. Down off of turns 3 and 4. Acosta, but Kennedy now all over his rear bumper. They set into turns 1 and 2. It's Acosta on the high side. Kennedy down at the bottom. Peckham holding on to third spot. Highland up to fourth as everybody makes it through. 15 down, 5 to go. It'll be 16 with a 4-lap shootout as they come to the line. Acosta making that car 10 feet wide. Albert Acosta holding on to the lead. Kennedy back in second. Peckham in third, but here comes Highland now trying to make a move for that third spot. Wally Kennedy sitting back in fifth. Your leaders bring them down off the banking, down towards the line. It's going to be Acosta. Still with us line, 17 down, 3 to go. Kennedy still working on him on his back bumper, still worrying him. Highland still back there on the inside of Peckham, and Peckham trying to worry him. They bring him into turns 3 and 4. Albert Acosta still holds on to the lead, 18 down, 2 to go. Can Sam the Man make a move on Albert Acosta? Highland and Peckham side by side into turns 1 and 2 for that 3rd and 4th spot. They're still side by side, door handle to door handle. As Acosta brings them down to complete 19 laps. White's out, 1 to go. Peckham now holds on to third, takes over third, and Highland back to fourth. Acosta down the back chute. Sam the Man looking for any kind of mistake. They set the cars off at turns 3 and 4. Kennedy tries to bottom. Will it stick down there? Albert Acosta picking up the win. Kennedy in second. Who's it going to be for third? Here comes Andrew Peckham for third, Bill Highland for fourth, and Wally Kennedy for fifth. Oh, let's hear it for him, ladies and gentlemen. These front 4 drivers, they put on a heck of a race up there. Albert Acosta picking up the win. Sam the Man in second. Andrew Peckham in third, and Bill Highland takes that fourth spot. Our trophy truck will come out. We'll get trophy presentation. Those lucky numbers again. 10441, 10320, 10351, 10376, 10400. The Watonsville Speedway, we'd like to wish Carl Cole a happy 5th birthday. He enjoys coming out to Speedway every Friday night with his buddy Kendall. And you should see his eyes light up when a figure 8 hits the track. A feature race car driver and a maker. Happy birthday, Carson. We love you, your buddy, the Barr family. There he is, out of the car. Let's give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. Albert Acosta picking up that his first main event win of the year. I think Albert's happy. I've seen him out here. Oh, yeah, that's where they're going, right into the danger zone. Silva and Burke will set the pace as they come off at turns 3 and 4. Orville Burke on the high side, Jeff Silva on the bottom. Willie looks him over, Green's out. Modified A-main event underway, 30 laps of racing action. Orville Burke all out of shape, gets away up to the top of the track. That puts Silva out into the lead. Eric Jacobson right back there with him, Clark. And everybody makes it through 1 and 2. They come through turns 3 and 4. Smooth. Silva with the lead. Jacobson back there in second. A.J. Kirkpatrick down on that inside trying to move around. A.J. and Silva now side by side. Kirkpatrick working the bottom. Silva on the high side. Kirkpatrick works it around. A.J. Kirkpatrick up there with the lead. Silva holding on to second place. Pretty, and everybody gets the cars going down there. Everybody keeps them running. Mike Brummett, that 32, going up in a ball of smoke down there. Yellow comes out. Mike Brummett sitting down there in turn 4, right up on that high side, losing the motor down the back straightaway. Double up sign has been given. Yellow's out. We're ready to go back to green flag racing. Hammers come down. Green's out. Kirkpatrick on that high side. Silva right there with him. Kirkpatrick gets way high. Silva moves around and Hope tries to move in there. Clark working the high side. Here comes Kirkpatrick. We got them all over the bottom down there. Turns 3 and 4. Everybody's got to find a way around as everybody starts moving. In that second row. Jacobson and Burke back in that third row. Pettit and Scott in that fourth row. They bring them down. Green comes out. On the break down into turns 1 and 2. Silva makes that bottom work. Burke again gets way high off that turn 1. And keeps the car running down that back straightaway. Hogue trying to find it. Kirkpatrick down on that inside. They make it 3 abreast as they come off down that back straightaway. Silva holding on to the lead. Kirkpatrick trying everything he can to get past Clark as they bring him off. It's Silva, Kirkpatrick, Clark, and Hogue. Scott now up there in that lead pack. And here comes Eric Jacobson. Everybody running around as Broderick gets around and collects goes out. Green's out on the break. Down into turns 1 and 2. Silva working the bottom. Kirkpatrick on that high side. Hogue right there with him. And here comes Scott now moving around, taking over that third spot and fourth spot. Everybody trying to work it. Kirkpatrick can't get it to stick. On the high side, Silva holds on to the lead. Kirkpatrick down into turns 1 and 2. Loses it right in front of the pack. Scott gets tied up in it. Pettit gets tied up in it. Yellow comes out. They bring them down into turns 3 and 4. Silva and Hogue down on the bottom. Hammers come down. Green comes out. On the break, down into turns 1 and 2. Hogue can't get it to stick on that high side. Silva takes it down there, and Clark tries to move it up. Clark and Hogue down on that inside. As far as they can get, Fred Lynn. Everybody finding just a little bit of ruts out there. Silva trying to make it work. He's working on the bottom all the way around. Right down to the bottom. Hogue right down there with him. Clark about a half a lane up, and Fred Lynn holding on to it as the yellow comes out for Pemberton. Set the pace as they bring them off at 3 and 4. Hammers come down. Green's back out. Hogue trying to get that drive. Silva holding him off down on the bottom. Hogue tries the high side. It still doesn't work, but he's side by side. Fred Lynn now getting a little bit of grip up on that high side. Silva makes the bottom work. They bring him off. Silva at the line. Hogue back in second. Clark back up to third. Here comes Bird moving around, takes over fourth. Fred Lynn back to fifth. They bring him through turns 3 and 4. Back there in that fourth row. They bring them off. Hammers come down. Green's out. On the break, down into turns 1 and 2. Silva still working that bottom. That's where it seems to be right now. They go down the back straightaway. Silva holding on to second place, or first place. And here comes Clark now, down on the bottom. Clark can't quite get it done. Hogue pulls back up alongside. They go side by side. Lind and Bird side by side. Down the back straightaway. A.J. Kirkpatrick all the way back up to that lead pack as they bring them down the back straightaway. Down the front straightaway now. Silva still in the lead. Clark in second. Hogue now gets down underneath Clark, but he can't make it work down there. Fred Lynn holding on to fourth. Down into turns 3 and 4. Jeff Silva holding on to the lead. Tim Clark back in second place. Hogue in third. Lynn back there in fourth. A.J. Kirkpatrick. Bird dropped back just a little bit. Pettit now starting to move up through that field. They bring him down the line. Silva brings it off down the back straightaway. Clark trying to find anything he can as they come to the line. They bring him off down that back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Silva still holding on to the lead. Clark back in second place. Hogue in third. Fred Lind holding on to fourth. A.J. Kirkpatrick now down on the inside, trying to take away that fourth spot. Lind working the high side. Kirkpatrick down on the bottom. Clark out of shape down there. That gives Silva what he wanted. Gives Silva that lead. Now Hogue down on the inside, trying to take away from Clark. Silva still holding on to the lead, moving into lap traffic. Silva with about 2 car lengths over Clark in second place. Hogue back in third. A.J. Kirkpatrick all the way back up to fourth. Fred Lind in fifth. Lap traffic in place. Could play a part. Now he moves over, gets out of the way. Lets everybody run that low groove. Down into turns 3 and 4. Silva still up there with the lead, holding on to the bottom. Clark trying to get right down below him. Hogue stays there in third. Clark works way down, can't get around him. Hogue now tries to get underneath Clark. Tim Clark working that high side. Brian Cass having problems up there. Something going wrong with that 55 up on that high side. That'll bring us down. Silva and Clark will bring us down to the line. Yellow's going to come out. Yellow out, 25 down, 5 to go. Brian Cass losing the right rear. He'll have on the outside of that third row. Yellow light is out as they bring him around. They set the pace. Silva cranks it around. Green's back out. They slam him down into turns 1 and 2. Silva gets to the bottom. Does a slide job up the track, and everybody keeps them together. Clark again, high side, tries to get around Silva. Gives him all the room. Tim Clark does it as they come off at 2. Down into turns 3 and 4, 1 and 2. Clark up there with the lead. Silva back into second. Hogue in third. Kirkpatrick in fourth. 4 abreast back there. Off of turn 2 as they bring him down to the line. 27 down. Tim Clark with the lead. Jeff Silva, Bobby Hogue, and A.J. Kirkpatrick. Down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4. They bring him down. It'll be 28. 2 to go. Clark with the lead. Silva holding on to second. Hogue in third. Back down into turns 3 and 4. Tim Clark brings it around. He's going to get the white flag. 1 to go for Clark. Silva back in second. Hogue in third. Kirkpatrick in fourth. Can Clark hold it together for a half a lap? Into turns 3 and 4. He sets it low. Keeps it right down on the bottom. Bringing it around. Picking up his first. Tim Clark with the win. Silva in second. Kirkpatrick, Hogue, Jacobs, Pettit, and Lind. And then they all pile them up down in turn 1. Tim, you're supposed to wait until you get back to the start-finish line to really celebrate.